Hello, everyone. My name is Ashley Martinez, and I am a registered dietitian for Kroger Health. I'm a part of our culinary innovation team as well as our clinical nutrition team. And today we're going to be talking with Kathy Raminski with Abbott Nutrition, makers of Glucerna, about diabetes myths and how we dispel them. Kathy, would you like to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Hi, Ashley. I'm so glad to be on today. Thanks so much. Again, this is Kathy Raminski. I'm with Abbott Nutrition, and Ashley and I have something in common. We are both dietitians, and I've been with Abbott almost 20 years. And throughout my time at Abbott, I've had the pleasure of working with so many healthcare professionals who manage patients with diabetes, and so many conversations I've had over the years with people with diabetes. And so excited to be on the Facebook Live chat today to talk about Glucerna and other areas related to diabetes.
Awesome. Well, I'm happy to chat with you today as well. And today's chat is really a conversation around diabetes and some of those myths that maybe we've heard in the media, online, wherever it may be. But in celebration of National Diabetes Alert Day, we are giving away a Glucerna lunchbox and tumbler with a $100 gift card to 5 of our audience members. So you definitely have a good chance to win. We want to hear your questions and some of the myths that you may have been told. It's going to help to fuel our chat today. There are so many myths that we continue to hear, and the two of us would like to dispel them. So let's start with some of the facts. At its foundation, having any type of diabetes means that your blood sugar or glucose levels can be abnormally elevated if it's not treated properly. You can take control of your diabetes by having healthy lifestyle habits that you enjoy, potentially being on certain medications if needed, as directed by your healthcare professional.
Great points, Ashley. That's right. And I want to relay another way to describe the issues relating to diabetes that I think will be helpful to those listening, and talk through a couple points as chat comments are coming through. So when we think about diabetes and elevated glucose levels, we want to remember glucose and blood sugar, those are the same thing. We'll use those interchangeably. And your digestive tract breaks down carbohydrates into glucose and other nutrients from the different foods you eat. And then the glucose is released into the bloodstream. And with the help of a hormone, insulin, which is produced in the pancreas, cells throughout the body are able to take in glucose for energy, which is so important to our daily activities. And if you have untreated diabetes, your body doesn't produce and or use insulin properly. So blood sugar levels can remain elevated.
And too much glucose in the bloodstream over the long term can lead to complications which associate with diabetes, including eye, kidney, nerve, and heart disease. But this is a fact. No matter what type of diabetes you have, you can manage diabetes in order to reduce the complications, and you can keep it from adversely affecting your life. So now that we have the facts, Kathy, let's dispel those myths, why don't we? And those of you joining us live today, we would love for you to share with us some of those myths that you might have heard. Just drop them in the comments below and we will discuss. Kathy, why don't you read me the first myth?
All right, Ashley, we are on our way. First myth coming in. Let's see here. People with diabetes cannot have sugar, otherwise known as carbohydrates, or alcohol. All right, that is false. Carbohydrates from bread, pasta, rice, and other foods are part of everyone's diet, depending on your ethnic and personal preferences, of course. The key here is moderation, and it's always best to try to reduce these higher glycemic carbohydrates in your diet to manage your sugar levels and help reduce weight. The occasional slice of birthday cake or pumpkin pie isn't completely off limits. I'd say just make sure it's not a huge portion, the whole pie, right? When you're considering your eating plan. And in general, people with diabetes really want to focus on eating leafy green vegetables, lean proteins, and moderate amounts of complex carbohydrates and fat while limiting sodium. And let's take a moment and talk about alcohol. because that's part of this myth too, I suppose. One thinking, what do I do with that? Well, it's best to limit alcohol. However, when consuming alcohol, it's recommended to consume 2 drinks or less in a day for men and 1 for women. And also consider sugary drinks, avoiding those and keeping an eye on your blood sugar levels. So like everything, moderation is so key.
I couldn't agree with you more, Kathy. You're exactly right about portions and that part of an overall healthy eating plan.
Yes. All right. Well, we have another one coming in. This is so relevant in our current season here, Ashley. Let's see. If you have diabetes, you're more likely to catch a cold or a virus. So what should we say? What does the data say to support this myth, Ashley?
Yeah, interesting question and myth considering the climate we're in. But while some data suggests the immune system is affected by excess blood sugar levels, overall, people with diabetes are no more likely than others to catch a cold or a virus as long as their glucose levels are under control. However, if your blood sugar is not in control, you may be more susceptible to getting ill. If you do get sick, having diabetes increases your chance of having an adverse outcome. So you should stay home, drink plenty of fluids, rest, and monitor your blood sugar levels.
So important. I think as dietitians, we try to relay that to our patients, to our friends, to our family members, right? That's so important this time of year.
Definitely.
Wow. The chat here is active. So we have a here I'm going to relay to everyone. Okay, let's see here. I'll read this. Type 2 diabetes isn't as serious as type 1 diabetes. All right, I'll take a moment and address this one. Okay, so type 2 diabetes back in the day was commonly called a touch of sugar. However, diabetes is a very serious disease, and the idea that type 2 diabetes is less serious just isn't true. No form of diabetes is mild. If type 2 diabetes is poorly managed, it can too lead to serious, even life-threatening complications. And we don't say this to create fear, but we say this so that we all understand that managing diabetes is important. It's possible and can significantly decrease the risk of complications. But this certainly doesn't mean the condition itself is not as serious.
Right. And you're right. It is certainly about just taking those small steps to manage your condition overall, because the severity of it is very serious. But if we do take small steps and small strides to improve our health, having the right nutrition, taking the time to really take care of ourselves, it becomes more manageable. So
That's right.
with the chat, looks like we have another one. So here it is. Diabetes is a disease, excuse me, let me try that again. Diabetes is a disease caused by eating sweets. So what I would say to this is poor lifestyle habits will bring out diabetes sooner in someone with the genetic susceptibility. But if eating sweets alone cause diabetes, about 99.9% of the world, including myself, would have it. There are many different risk factors for diabetes, including family history, ethnicity, age, sedentary lifestyle, and being overweight. Kathy, I know when I have supported our shoppers, this is certainly a challenging area for all of us, but one where I know Abbott's Glucerna products can be a great support in providing a great alternative. Could you tell us a little bit more about Glucerna products and how they're used?
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad that has come up because Glucerna products can be and are a really important part of the diabetes management plan. So a little bit of background, Glucerna products are specifically designed to help manage blood sugar when used as a meal or snack replacement. So for example, Glucerna shakes can be used in place of skipped meals or to replace poor food choices. And Glucerna shakes have also been used and are recommended as meal or partial meal replacements to support a weight maintenance or weight loss plan. And then on the flip side, there's also individuals who need extra calories and protein, such as those who may be at risk for malnutrition. And Glucerna shakes can be used to supplement diets, meal plans to meet those additional nutrient requirements while still helping to manage blood sugar.
Yeah, and really what you're saying, Kathy, it ties back to the fact that nutrition is very, very personalized. So just as you had mentioned, some are going to need extra calories and protein, and some, may need to have less. Everything is very personalized when it comes to nutrition. So my question for you, Kathy, what are some of the products available at Kroger, and when do you suggest the best time to use Glucerna products?
Such an important question. And as you mentioned, Ashley, key to managing diabetes is individuality, right? And picking things that work best for you. So with that in mind, I want to make sure and let everyone listening know that Kroger carries a wide assortment of flavors of shakes and bars, including Glucerna shakes that I mentioned earlier, Hunger Smart shakes, and snack bars. So really you can use Glucerna products anytime as meals or part of meals or as a snack. The Glucerna shakes can be used as a meal or partial meal replacement, whereas our Hunger Smart meal shake was designed specifically to replace a meal. So both shakes provide a blend of slowly released, slowly digested carbohydrates and protein, which is so important to managing hunger. And then Hunger Smart meal shake has 250 calories and 23 grams of protein in a 16 fluid ounce serving versus the 10-ounce Glucerna shake. And when you're in the aisle, just flip around the bottle and you'll see the information that I'm giving you right now on the nutrition facts panel. And one thing to keep in mind is that many people find it helpful to use Glucerna products when they're on the go, a quick breakfast on the way to work, when you don't have time to prepare a small breakfast or a meal. And then Glucerna products are also an awesome protein source before or after exercising. And exercise is so key, just like nutrition is to managing diabetes. Another consideration is a nighttime snack. And then I think it's important for all of us just to remember, as you're managing your diabetes, talk with your healthcare professional. They know what's best for you. Have a conversation and mention Glucerna, because all of our products should be used under medical supervision as part of the diabetes management plan. So that conversation with your healthcare professional is so helpful and will possibly give you even more ideas about how to incorporate Glucerna throughout the day.
All really good information there. And Kathy, could you speak to the question about Glucerna products increasing blood sugar levels?
Absolutely. Definitely get that question a lot. So Glucerna products are scientifically designed to help minimize blood sugar spikes. And all Glucerna products provide energy from fat, protein, and carbohydrates. Carbohydrates compared to fat and protein have the biggest impact on blood glucose levels. The carbohydrates, though, in Glucerna were chosen for their low glycemic index, which means those types of carbohydrates help minimize that blood sugar spike compared to other higher glycemic carbohydrates. I'm glad we had a chance to address that. All right, here I'm looking down at the chat and we have another myth. So Ashley,
yes, we do.
have type 2 diabetes. If you have type 2 diabetes, you automatically need insulin.
Another good question. Most people dread the thought of taking insulin. According to the data, around 30% of people with type 2 diabetes will actually need insulin. For the other 70%, through diet, exercise, and one or more diabetes medications, managing blood sugar won't require insulin. Insulin can be very effective for those who need it. So that's always an interesting piece to know. Kathy, if we do have a guest that is using insulin but not Glucerna products, are adjustments to insulin or oral agents necessary when starting Glucerna products?
Glad you brought that up. Yes, another important question. So Glucerna products are designed, again, to minimize what we call after meal peaks in blood sugar. So when you eat, your blood sugar goes up. And when someone starting Glucerna, the dose or timing, if they're on insulin, may need to be adjusted. And this adjustment has to be individualized, just like eating any other. You want to know how your body responds. So talk with your healthcare professional and see what adjustments might need to make. Take a log. When you eat Glucerna, measure your blood sugar 1 to 2 hours after. Get a pattern for yourself. Carefully monitor your blood sugar 2 hours after eating, and that'll give you a really good indication of how you're doing and how Glucerna products impact your individual blood sugar. And then once you determine that, the dose and timing of insulin can be adjusted as necessary as you talk with your healthcare provider.
Thank you, Kathy. Well, I thought we could, and finally we have one more myth to dispel.
Okay.
Diabetes management can take over your life. What are your thoughts on that?
Definitely, yeah, definitely not the case. If you take away anything today, that is not the case. Diabetes management is possible, and it should not be ignored. But while you may be prescribed medications and there are some lifestyle adjustments that you'll need to make, you can still pursue your dreams and accomplish goals without too much disruption to your daily life. And there's new innovations all the time that make it easier for us to manage diabetes than ever before. And in reality, one way of looking at it is getting diabetes and taking care of it can lead to a longer and healthier life. And bottom line, don't believe everything you hear. Lots of myths out there. And if you have a question, just ask your healthcare provider. They'll be happy to help. And check out the Kroger Wellness Experience website. There's so much information there.
Definitely. I definitely want to second that and echo what Kathy said about the Kroger Wellness Experience website. It's very resourceful, and you'll find tons of information that can benefit you. Kathy, is there anything else that you want to say that perhaps we haven't touched on tonight?
Actually, yeah, I do want to make sure and let our guests know that we're here to support you. And I do hope that this exchange has helped you feel a little more comfortable, especially that we've dispelled some of those common myths that you may have been told. And, you know, diabetes is a journey. There's lots of resources, tools, and products that can help you every step of the way. And one of our goals is to make your path to progress easier. And we've actually recently launched a program called Path to Progress. And those materials are accessible on Glucerna.com. And we are offering a 30-day Path to Progress self-management program that will help people with diabetes make better food choices by starting with a simple swap. So what do I mean by that? A simple swap of Glucerna products. And you have the opportunity to earn a $10 virtual card when you spend $35 on Glucerna products. So definitely go to Glucerna.com to learn more about this. There's tips, articles, videos, downloadable resources, again, here to support you on your journey. And when you go to Glucerna.com, you're going to learn more about this Path to Progress. And there's also a $10 rebate. So we're including the link in our chat function here. You'll see it pop up. Remember, partner with your healthcare professional. They want you to be on a path to progress. We want you to be on a path to progress. And we're here from you. We're here for you, I should say. So Glucerna.com is definitely a resource we encourage you to visit.
All really good information, great resources. I mean, the rebates, and for 5 of our audience members, they're going to win a $100 gift card and a tumbler. We're just giving out tons of prizes today.
There we are.
And tons of good information from experts. So thank you so much, Kathy, for joining me today to talk to our customers and give them the right information for making a good decision, a good, nutritious, healthy decision for their diabetes management.
Such a pleasure to be with you, Ashley. Look forward to more questions and hope we can do this again sometime.
Definitely. And if you're still watching this chat, let us know something that you learned in the comments below. We want to hear from you. We want to keep the conversation going. And we will see you next time.
See you next time.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.